The broken window effect. How a bad environment can drag you down. There was a small, quiet town nestled between rolling hills, a place where everyone knew each other's names, where front porches were always swept clean, and where the streets were lined with blooming flowers. It was the kind of place that felt safe, warm, and cared for. But then, one winter, something shifted. A storm blew through, shattering a single window in the old library. At first, no one thought much of it. Just a broken pane of glass. What harm could it do? But as the days passed, the window remained unfixed. The jagged edges stayed exposed. The wooden frame splintered and weak. And then, something curious happened. A piece of trash was left near the steps. Then another. A bench was scratched with a knife. The paint on the library door began to chip, and no one bothered to repaint it. The once pristine streets started to feel different, less cared for, less important, and without anyone realizing it, the town began to change. People walked a little faster, heads down, avoiding eye contact. The flowers in the planters wilted, untended. The sense of pride that once filled the air had quietly slipped away. It wasn't until an old man named Henry, a retired schoolteacher who had lived there his whole life, stopped one evening to stare at that broken window that he understood what was happening. He remembered reading about something called the broken window theory years ago. The idea that small signs of neglect, left unchecked, could invite more disorder. A single broken window, ignored, could make a whole street feel abandoned. And when a place feels abandoned, people stop caring for it. Henry thought about his own life, too. He remembered times when he had let small things slide, a cluttered desk that turned into a chaotic workspace, a missed morning walk that became weeks of inactivity, a harsh word left unapologized for that festered into resentment. Neglect, he realized, was contagious. So the next morning, Henry went to the hardware store, bought a new pane of glass, and carefully replaced the broken window himself. A neighbor saw him and offered to help repaint the door. Another brought fresh flowers for the planters. Within weeks, the street looked alive again, not because of some grand effort, but because one person had decided that small things mattered. The truth is, our environments shape us more than we realize. A cluttered room can make us feel restless. A toxic relationship can drain our energy. A habit of procrastination can quietly erode our confidence. But the opposite is also true. When we take care of the small things, when we fix the broken windows in our lives, we send ourselves a powerful message. This matters. I matter. So ask yourself today, where have you allowed neglect to creep in? Is there a broken window in your life, something small but significant that, if repaired, could change everything else around it? Because sometimes, the simplest act of care is the one that changes the entire landscape of our lives. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.